Okay, in this next tutorial, we're going to add a menu, as in a restaurant menu, into Squarespace. And there is a block dedicated for this. Stick around to the end because I'm going to show you a tip that's going to make things so much easier for you if you already have a PDF version of a menu and the text is selectable in that PDF. I'm going to click Add Block and I'm going to go all the way down to Menu. And we can see here it's categorized in Premium. If you're already paying a higher plan, it will be in this main block section under Basic generally, but what Squarespace have done, which I think is quite useful, is separated the ones that are available in Premium. Even though I can try it in the trial, that's something to keep in mind. This is not available for a personal plan, only business plan and higher. With that covered, here's an example of the menu. So let's add the block in by clicking Add Block, scroll down, click on the menu option, and once it's in place, we can now use the bounding boxes to resize it, and I'm probably going to want to put it full width so we can make good use of that space. If I save and exit the editing version here, we can see we can't preview it because it's a premium feature. But what I can do instead is go to a website that I know is on a commerce plan, so higher than a personal plan, and I'm going to add a new blank section, and in that section I can also add a menu item, and we can see it's in this basic section. That's because we've subscribed to a suitable plan. Let's add it in. We've got two different versions. One we'll be able to preview. This one, the other one we won't be able to. Okay, let's go back to this one, and we've got markdown blocks is used to update in the menu. So we can see this double line or equals sign repeated several times across. The way I would work on this menu is copy and paste it into something like Microsoft Word or Google Docs or even TextPad and edit in there, keeping the same format throughout. So we're looking at the title on one sentence, and then we press full enter, not Shift and Enter, to drop the description to the next line. And if we can see in this section here, it's updating it. If I hold Shift and Enter, it also works, but in this case, we're going to press Enter for it. And likewise, if I bring the price back up with the description, it messes it up. Again, press Enter to put that on its own space, and then it will automatically identify and format it to the right. It's a case of rinse and repeat, but if we want to put any categories in place, we use a single dashed line, and that will create new categories, whilst the menu itself can be split using the equal sign. There's not really much more about it than that. It's about getting it nice and consistent. There are a couple of more advanced options here. For example, we've got something which has got two-tier pricing. What we don't want to be doing is putting that onto its own line, and we need to switch over to the drinks tab. So the way we preview this is to save it, exit it. This is on a page that's not live at the moment, so we're going to see a random menu in the middle of this page. And we can see here now that this price option has got the glass price and the bottle price with a / dividing them. That's also one of the more advanced options available in this menu system. So far, so good. This is a simple and relatively quick way of updating our menus. But say we've got a large menu, and say that menu is in PDF format. What we can do now is go to ChatGPT, and I believe we can do this with the free version because this is just simple formatting. Instead of putting our prompt in, we're going to attach a file, and we're going to upload it from our computer. I've got one here where the text is selectable. It's an old menu, but it will do the job for us now. So this is PDF, and if I was to go to my computer, to that same document, double click on it, and the way to check is it showing up these blue blocks here, or is it putting the whole thing as a blue block? Because if the text is selectable, ChatGPT will be able to identify and reformat that information. Now we know that the PDF is suitable to upload to ChatGPT. We've got it here. I'm now going to start adding my prompt. Before I do that, I need to just copy something from Squarespace. So I'm going to hop back over to the website. Either of these pages should be fine. And now I can go to Formatting Help. On this section, I'm just going to click, hold, and drag all of these settings in this page. Command-C on my Mac to copy, or right-click and copy is absolutely fine as well. Head back to ChatGPT, and I'm going to start writing my prompt. Something like this, it doesn't really matter. You can put more instructions, especially if it doesn't quite pick it up. That's where we just put all of our settings, and then it will probably take a minute or two to write it out. But the beauty of this is you don't have to type anything yourself. So in this case, we can see it's not put in any dashed lines, so there's no equal sign used in this. This means that this will all be on one tab as opposed to going over multiple tabs. And we can see it's quite a large menu, so lots of different items. Some of them will have taglines, some of them won't. Again, it's just a case of just seeing how it works on the final design. It's even broken down the sandwiches and baguettes into individual items. I think the prices are way off on this. This is a few years old, this menu. I think we're about there now. Yep, everything is created. So if we're updating menus every few weeks or 2 or 3 times a year, it means we can use the dynamic menu feature within Squarespace. I'm just going to select all of this. I can get rid of it just to be sure it's blank. And now I can paste our new menu. I think we can get rid of that original title because it's not needed. Just a bit of formatting. And there we go. We've got our category title. We've got our main title for our menu options. We've got the prices in place, but we can see it's in dollars at the moment, whilst the original menu was in pounds. This is where we can go to the design. We can either go for centered single, one which will make this probably just too long and too many options to make that neat. So the multi-column layout works perfectly for this menu. And also we can change the currency, in this case, to pounds. And that's it. In future then, if we wanted to update this menu, we could quite easily go in here, select all, Command A, delete, and paste the new menu by going through the same process on ChatGPT. You could even copy and paste the prompt so you don't have to retype it each time. ChatGPT isn't amazing at all tasks, but we can see here that it's saved us a huge amount of time. Of course, I would strongly recommend you go through and double check, because there's a couple of characters here that aren't quite right. You might have to just do a little bit of tweaking, a bit of housekeeping and checking everything's aligned, but this is still way more than typing everything from scratch. And if we go across to our other page, where we can preview this both in desktop and mobile, we're going to edit the page once more. Double click on our menu, that opens up the pop-up. I'm going to select all, delete, and then paste. Go to the top, I don't need the title. We can actually create a text block outside of the menu. Change it to pounds, because it's a different site. I could also then put in a text block above it. Drop this down. On a Mac, if you hold down the letter, you can add it with the accent as well. Let's put that as a heading 2. Heading 1 should be used at the top of the site only once. Heading 2s can be used multiple times throughout the website. I can also put this to align to the bottom, and I could decide to bring it centrally aligned should I want to align the text to the center. But the formatting will change based on your application and the site you're using it on. This here could be tidied up a little bit, but overall, I'm fine with that. Let's save and exit that menu option, and now let's preview it on mobile view just to see how it all works. So that's looking nice and neat, and you can see the menus perfectly dropping into single column format with the prices off to the right. It's a really good feature. It's one of those that's not overly well known by Squarespace designers, and it's probably underused. And with the addition of ChatGPT, everything has just become that much easier to take a PDF menu to then be able to put a version of that on the website that's like for like. This technique, when I tried it the first time, opened up so many more possibilities for our clients in this particular trade, because we can offer more, not far off the same price as what we were charging previously. And if you want to learn more tips and tricks about this, we've got 2 communities over on Skool. One, a DIY community, only $15 a month, where you can dip in and out, get additional help, access our courses, and contact us and other professional designers in our community to get help as and when you need it. If you want more hands-on approach with personalized development plan when you're building your website in Squarespace, or even set your own career in Squarespace, or you want to be able to jump into live Zoom calls every single week. We're currently running 2 a week at the moment. That will be increasing to 3, maybe even 4 in the coming weeks as more and more people join our community. There's limited spaces for both communities. Check out the links in the description and head over, and it would be great to see you at Skool very soon. Otherwise, I'll be coming out with more tutorials like this completely for free in the very near future. Cheers.